Good morning. Yeah, it's kind of later in the morning though. Give me a second here. It's kind of bright and sunny over here in Seattle today, so I need to get my sunjma glasses on. Where are they? Where are they? Oh no, they're disappeared. All right, hold on a second. All right, good morning again. I found them. There's a bunch of you folks out there that are watching this channel that kind of recognize this look. If you don't, well, you haven't been in any games. When I say games, I'm talking like soccer games and football games, and well, I kind of like doing that kind of stuff. Being out there on the field, watching all of you, watching me. Well, I don't play until one of you jumps out of the stands. Then I get to play. Oh boy. Don't jump out of the stands. You won't like what happens. So if you're out here on the I-5 and you attend a football game, Seahawks, or a football game with the Sounders, do yourself a favor. Don't be a jackass. Don't jump out of the stands, try to catch that field, go up and run up and touch one of your favorite players. Because, number one, you got to go through a guy like me. Probably not me, I'm just one of several. But if you do make it to the field, then you get to face former linebackers and running backs, big running backs. Like 6'7", 250 pounds, and they're fast. I mean, I think I'm fast. Those guys are fast, and we train to hit you low because we don't want to deal with the upper part of you. Anyways, I digress. Coming to you this morning, a quick shout out to Pete and Deb and Roy and Jesse, Steve, all my good friends out here on the interwebs making YouTube videos and other types of videos. I do want to tell you guys about a non-censored channel. They don't do a whole lot of live streaming and things like that. It's called Me.we.com. Me.com. They got some good channels on there too. There's no censorship. Guess what? There's also no advertisement. We're all self-funded. And Me.we is kind enough and cool enough to allow us to put our videos and chats and all kinds of stuff out there for free. Okay. Topic at hand. Topic at hand. Here's the topic at hand. We got to talk about a few things. Like, well, one of those things is what happened over Japan. Well, I kind of hit on the idea about Hawaii the other day, but what happened over Japan? Same kind of thing happened over Hawaii. One of my YouTube buddies out there, former lieutenant colonel in the United States Army, I won't mention his name, I don't want to tick him off, but he makes videos out here on the YouTube too, and well, I don't know, I think he kind of made a statement that kind of makes me think about whether or not he's sane. Then again, I've always been told, don't believe the media. Do your own research. So that's why I was looking up videos about it and looking up information about it. Well, I'm going to make this kind of short and sweet. Roy said that those two missiles were actually real missiles launched by the cabal, that the Clintons and the other folks like the Bushes were able to infiltrate and get a hold of missiles with nuclear bombs on them. They might not have been big bombs like megaton bombs. They could have been tactical. They could have been, you know, just smaller nuclear type bombs. Small ones. Like size of Hiroshima or Nagasaki. But I just got to say this, is that when it comes right down to it, he might be right. Might be. I'm not saying he is. And folks, if you're listening to this video looking for, information, this is more educational purposes and for fun, and maybe wake some people up in a soft way, even though there's some times when I'm not so soft. But usually in the mornings, while I'm heading into Seattle to go to work, go have some fun. I don't call it work, that's fun to me. I attempt to wake up some of my buddies, and not just my buddies, because a lot of my buddies are, well, they're exactly like me, a little fed up with the bull crap. So Roy said, take a look at the state of Hawaii. It stretches from one tip to the other tip, several hundred miles, almost 400 miles. Nose ditched. Take a look at that. If they hit the southeastern corner of the Big Island, where the big volcano is, first they could send that up into a gusher. I mean, more than it is so right now. Second, did you know that the Clintons and the Abedeens and all the other crazy people were actually vacationing in the state of Hawaii when this happened? Did you know that? It's true. You can even look them up on the flights that they took to get there. But I got to say that, they're just crazy enough to think they could launch a nuclear weapon onto themselves, not get hurt, and then come rising out the ashes like the Phoenix. Oh, and speaking of Phoenix, the iPhone X, switch the letters around and you got, guess what? Phoenix. Weird, huh? I digress. Well, I go backwards. When I go forwards, maybe I'll go sideways on both sides. But Mr. Roy, Lieutenant Colonel Roy, he made a kind of a point there, is that maybe they did launch something on themselves. And you remember here a couple weeks ago, there was a plane that was turned around in mid-flight. They never do that. Mid-flight, from going to Japan from California, mid-flight, 4 hours into an 8-hour flight, they turned that Boeing plane around. That never happens. In fact, it would have been cheaper for the airline, based upon what they claim it is. It would have been cheaper for the airline to continue on to the destination, keep whoever they needed to keep in behind customs, then put them on the next flight back home. They had only lost one seat. Instead, whatever was on that aircraft was so important to the military or to the government or whatever that they turned that plane around mid-flight. And coincidences don't... In this world, the coincidences do not occur, folks. Something or someone was going to Japan, and then all of a sudden they have a missile scare in Japan right after the one in Hawaii. And I'm not even going to get into, the missing submarine that supposedly launched these nuclear weapons. I don't know anything about that yet, but I will look it up. Oh, and if you didn't notice, I got a different hat on today. This is my Hawks hat. Notice I'm kind of a Hawks fan. The almighty Jayhawks. Yeah. Yeah, I like this hat. I think it looks good. But folks, just keep your eyes out, ears peeled. Hope you like my new little microphone. I hope it's not popping or cracking on me too bad. But just keep your ears peeled and your ears open, and your eyes peeled and your eyes open. But seriously, folks, I appreciate every one of you. Just the meager ones that are showing up. Share this. Like this video. Don't be afraid of my morning Wesley and my evening Wesley. Like I said, I'm the I-5 Mad Hatter, and I'm going to make a video maybe once a day, maybe twice a day, but probably pretty much just once a day. Go look up Roy Paooter, the expositor. And go look up Pete Santilli. Go look up my other friends like Dabu and, you know, folks. Some of the stuff they say sounds kind of nuts, but if you really get to thinking about it, some of the stuff that you're believing from the MSN, it is nuts. So, careful what you watch, careful what you listen to, and more importantly, be careful what you believe. Might be the last thing you do get to believe. Until next time, folks, keep your stick on the ice.